13, it is a fun, entertaining adventure from beginning to end. It's certainly better than the last film, but not better than the original movie. Check this film out if you've never seen it because I think it's well worth your time. So, what happens when you have a horrible sequel to the original Ocean's 11? Well, you go back to the drawing board and come up with this plot, which is very good. I have to say, I enjoyed this film over the years. Certainly, seeing the cast return for this final time was a delight, but not everybody returns. Oddly enough, Julia Roberts or Catherine Zeta-Jones don't return for this third film for whatever reason. Nonetheless, the main plot of the film is that Ruben, who is one of Danny Ocean's friends, he involves himself with a wealthy investor, Willie Bank, played by Al Pacino, but Willie Bank does strong arm him into signing his ownership, and then he has a heart attack, gets bedridden, and so Danny Ocean and his group of pals, they decide to rob Willie Bank of his money, but not in a traditional sense. You see, what happens is, well, they set it up where a lot of people wins millions. And, well, the movie is real interesting, the whole storyline. I have to say, this is a pretty good film. I enjoyed rewatching it. Not only that, though, but seeing the cast return once again was great. Plus, when you have the additions of Al Pacino, where can you go wrong? Now, certainly this is a film that is entertaining for what it is. And it's a tribute to the 1970s films when it comes to heist movies. But it's not your average heist movie in the traditional sense. Willie Bank is arrogant and it ends up costing him millions of dollars by ending the film. Now, this is what I like to see in this final film in the trilogy is what they did for the first film, they brought it back for this one. And, it works. Then you have all actors such as George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Matt Damon, Andy Garcia. All those cast members that returned for this final installment. This is certainly a very fun film. And I'm glad they ended like this instead of what was the disaster of the previous movie. I would say this franchise is underrated. The reason I say that is because, you have the great first film, the other disaster, as Ocean's 12. Then you have this film, which is a decent ending to a trilogy. Now, granted, there are some plot holes in this film, and the movie runs a little bit long. There's parts in the movie where it goes slow by just a little bit, but it's not enough to make it a bad movie in any stretch of your imagination. I certainly like the acting once again in this film. It's like the cast did better in this movie than they did in the previous film. Nonetheless, though, it was great for them to bring back, once again, Andy Garcia, and then bring Al Pacino. He's always been a great actor. And it makes him such a great antagonist in this film. And certainly, this is a movie that may not be highly rated in a grand scheme of things, but this whole trilogy has its ups and downs. But thankfully, it ended on this high note, if you will. I'm giving this film a 7 out of 10. Thankfully, they reworked the script because if this film would have been like Ocean's 12, then it would have been a terrible way to end this trilogy. Now, granted, not everything was tied up nicely, but we got a good story out of it. The screenplay was real decent. And unlike Ocean's 12, there wasn't many failed cons before they got to the main objective. They had the main objective, and it paid off. Nonetheless, though, this is a film that still should be remembered to this day for how interesting it is. And that's my review of Ocean's 13. Okay, leave your comments down below in the section and let me know what you think about this film. The spin-off Ocean's 8 will be reviewed sometime later on my channel, so that review eventually will happen. Alright, this is Slum Guy 172 saying, peace out.